The New York Post published a story today about this Michelle Bundy, one of Shannon Sharpe's ex-girlfriends, who has been saying for years that he attacked her, strangled her, threatened her, the horrifying, all this other stuff. Story about her. Front Office Sports yesterday reported the story that I have been telling you about, that when Shannon Sharpe was at FS1, Freak Sports 1, and during the time that I was there, Front Office Sports has reported the story about the young, I believe the woman was 24, 25-ish, white girl, that my understanding, she was involved in a consensual relationship with Shannon Sharpe. This is my understanding. I was there at the time, heard this story in real time. It was the talk all throughout FS1. Shannon Sharpe and the production assistant that claimed Shannon Sharpe strangled her inside the Fox Sports studios. Not the actual show studios, but in the building, the work area. And eventually, I think they moved this woman away from that show and gave her a different job. But everybody at FS1 knew this story. Front Office Sports, and so this had to be 2018, 2019. Everybody talking about this story. Front Office Sports is reporting that Fox Sports and Shannon Sharpe reached a financial settlement with this young woman. Similar claims as the current woman. There's a pattern here. And so when you're looking at Shannon Sharpe and what's going on with he and ESPN and why he's trying to negotiate his way out, he doesn't want to quit. He wants ESPN to have to fire him without cause so that he can get some of that money that ESPN owes him. I imagine they probably signed him to a pretty substantial contract, maybe in the $4 or $5 million range. Who knows? I don't know, per year. And who knows? Maybe it's more than that, because he had great impact on First Take's television ratings, but he was only on there like twice a week. But regardless, Shannon Sharpe wants that money, because if he's going to survive, even in the podcast space, he's going to have to reach a bunch more settlements with potential accusers. What is Tony Busby, the lawyer that represents the woman with the $50 million lawsuit? What's his pattern as it relates to Deshaun Watson, Diddy? He kicks up enough dust and enough controversy that other accusers come out of the woodwork, and they all want settlements. They all want to join the lawsuit. And so Shannon Sharpe needs as much money, cash, as he can get, because he's got some settlements that he needs to put in place so that he can eventually quiet down all the conversation about him and make sure all of his accusers are financially satisfied, so he can then go back to pretending like, oh, it's all a lie and rumor. I'm being extorted here. I did nothing wrong. He and ESPN are trying to negotiate their way out. ESPN likely wants to fire him with cause and say, we don't owe you an additional dime. Shannon Sharpe wants them to fire him without cause so he can get, let's say they're on the hook, they got a 4-year contract, $20 million, that he can get 10, 12 million of that money in a settlement. And then he can take that money and dole it out to his accusers, quiet everything down, so that he can then Club Shay Shay and the corporations and advertisers that support Club Shay Shay can all put the blinders back on and say, all these accusations about Shannon, he just had a run of bad luck. These are just women out to exploit Shannon Sharpe. He's done nothing. Shannon Sharpe is an angel. Everybody can put their blinders back on and they can get back to business as usual. In my view, this is a negotiated exit. This is a tactic by Shannon Sharpe's handlers to delay and to put ESPN, hey, don't fire him, don't fire him, don't fire him with cause. They're just going back and forth. This is a delay tactic as they negotiate Shannon's exit. That's one aspect I wanted to cover. So now you have that explanation and understanding. Now I want to transition into the hypocrisy of Shannon Sharpe and try to educate you all on, like, you don't have to fall for the okey doke every time. You don't have to go, oh, well, this person is black and black Twitter loves him and black social media and the griot and the root, they write nice things about Shannon Sharpe. And he says that the white man is racist, so therefore I must support him. I was trying to tell y'all in real time, it's like, these guys that are running out, particularly these athletes, running out and pretending like they hate Donald Trump, never made sense to me. Never made sense to me. All of my, I want to be careful, I don't want to drag. My friends, though, I've tried to explain to them, like, you really got a problem with Donald Trump. My friends, those of us that spent a lot of years chasing tail, just keeping it real. Those of us, the private conversations we have, just the general, and I'm not saying it's all of my friends, but a lot of my friends, and all of my friends are heterosexual. You really got a problem with Donald Trump? Really? Does it make Donald Trump, the man that likes pretty women? We got a problem with Donald Trump. And so I would listen to Shannon Sharpe attack Donald Trump on air. And I was like, what? You think Shannon Sharpe wouldn't be attracted to a 30-year-old version of Melania Trump? You think Shannon Sharpe has never said, I grab him by or whatever? The Shannon Sharpe that I knew with that sense of humor? But here's Shannon Sharpe, just a short clip of him, and this is what just irritated me. I was like, fraudulent, attacking Donald Trump. And listen to how it sounds now. Play the clip.
Him on the Access Hollywood talking about grabbing hoo-ha. That did not shock the very conscience of 7 NFL owners. Skipping light me a second to name those guys. One, Daniel Snyder, the guys on your monitor. Jerry Jones, Mr. Bob Kraft, McNair, Houston Texans. Woody Johnson, Shad Khan. They gave $1 million for the inauguration of President Trump. And now they seem to be shocked.
Shannon Sharpe. How does that sound? Can you not hear the fraudulence? And you should have been able to hear it back then. This is a former NFL player. That lives in the gym in his late 40s, early 50s, trying to sculpt his body. For what purpose? If to make himself attractive to Hollywood, whatever, the gay stylist? Maybe that's part of it. But I know for sure it's to make himself attractive to young women. That's his MO. And now he's got this big problem with Donald Trump. These people are fraudulent. They're on television lying for the check and the support they receive from Democrat operatives. And they're compromised. When someone is that fraudulent, it's like, oh, they got some dirt on you. And when I try to tell y'all, like, they only put people in those prominent positions that they have dirt on, because that dirt allows them to control that person.